The Sega Dreamcast, a wonderful console which sadly, as most people know, flopped and died. Or did it? Did you know, even in 2023, there are amazing people still making amazing games for this console, aka the homebrew scene. And there's even some very nice publishers that are still making publishing games for the system. So the publishers I want to mention is Wave Game Studios, an awesome publisher in the UK. There's also Broke Studios, another awesome publisher in France. And you have all the talented indie devs like Alistair Lowe from Low Tech Studios. You have the people who made Shadow Gangs. You have the brand new game made by Ross Coates, which is still in the making, called Harlequest, and many, many more. I want to give a huge shout out to Debug for making awesome demo discs. Yes, the demo disc scene has returned, ladies and gentlemen. And we're talking about the Sega Dreamcast in the sampler. So here we have 4 games, and I'm actually going to go through some of these today. So, number 1, this game has been released a few years ago. It's smashing, it's amazing, and it's on all kinds of retro consoles, including Neo Geo, Mega Drive, now coming to the Super Nintendo, Sega Dreamcast. What am I talking about? Xenocrisis. Now, this game has amazing, beautiful, crisp graphics. The soundtrack is really to die for. The controls are really good, but the game is difficult and it will kick your beautiful butt to a different planet. However, I highly recommend to check out this video game if you love aliens, if you love to run around and gun stuff, and if you like a good challenge. Xenocrisis is made by Bitmap Bureau, a talented dev team in the UK, and they're really, really awesome people. Let's go to the next game. Now, this is a game I actually bought. I have honestly not played it yet, thanks to my backlog. But let's talk about it. It's Hermes! Have you ever been a chef? And then you want to prepare some meat, and the chicken came in, and then he's like, you know what? I'm leaving. You're not going to take meat from me. And the chicken runs away, and you end up being an angry chef who's running after the knife. Yes, this is Hermes in a nutshell. So Hermes is a nice little side-scrolling platform, or not really a platform, it's a side-scrolling game where you're technically maybe Gordon Ramsay chasing after a chicken. That's actually what the game is about. It's on the Dreamcast, and if I'm not mistaken, there was also a very cool limited run memory card release, which was actually attuned nicely with the game. You could have gotten your own VMU. Sadly, I didn't. I would like to know if you guys did. So if you like to run after chickens who are misbehaving, then Hermes is the game for you. Going to the next game. Now, this is really, really, really awesome. This one was published by Wave Game Studio, made by Low Tech Studios, Flea. Now, Flea is a very adorable hard-as-nail platformer. You play as Flea, and you travel from dog to dog. Yes, you even exit through their butt. I wish I was kidding. Flea was made by the wonderful Alistair Lowe, who is in charge of Low Tech Studios. He's also made some other games, which we're going to go through. And the music is really cute. So Flea is an 8-bit game. It's both on a Nintendo Entertainment System and Sega Dreamcast. I have covered this video in my past video, which you can click right here. So what can I say about Flea? Well, the music is fun. The platforming, well, the game is really simple. Get to the end of the level, defeat the bosses, and try not to die. Sounds easy, right? This game has some evil, evil traps. They're so evil that you're gonna get nightmares and cry like a little kid and wet your bed. I kid you not. I mean, yes, as a Flea, you actually have to drink blood. So, Dracula. No, I'm kidding, Flea. But yes, I highly recommend Flea. It's such a cute game. It is hard as nails, but hey, we do like a good challenge, don't we? The next game in my pile, which is in the same universe as Flea, and I love it, is Tapeworm Disco Puzzle. So this is not really a sequel, but more like in the same universe. You actually get to play as DJ Worm. I call him DJ Worm. And you actually get to grow the snake, and you have to like solve the puzzles of the level and collect all kinds of blue pills, which I say makes the worm bigger. It's actually about a rainworm. I promise. It's nothing else loot. So as you can see here on my gameplay video, you get to play as the Tapeworm Deluxe, and you have to solve puzzles without getting killed. Can you do that? This game is easier than Flea, but still has its own challenges. So without further ado, are you hungry for some Flea action? Or do you want to be a worm in the body? Wait a minute. Tapeworm is not a rainworm. Oh my god! Moving on to the next. There's so many amazing, talented developers out there. This is made by Senile Team. I really love the people who work for this company or studio, and it is Rush Rush Rally Reloaded, one of the more earlier games they made. But yes, this is out on the Sega Dreamcast. I believe this is also out on Steam. So Rush Rush Rally is a bit like, I'm trying to think, like these old school PC games where you have like top-down view and you have to try to get to the goal. This game is, by the way, hard. You can play with other people, the game will kick your teeth in and send you crying to the dentist, but it's fun. Again, it has amazing soundtrack, the gameplay is solid, and the gameplay will make you cry. I mean, hey, retro games did used to kick our teeth in, and we couldn't help it. So, if you have that need for speed, you want to push down the metal to the pedal, you want to show off your road rage like me, because I'm absolutely not the worst driver in the world, then Rush Rush Rally is for you. As you can see in the gameplay video here, it's crazy, it's insane, and it's punishing. Now, talking about more difficult games, there seems to be a theme here today's video. Now, this game is not very known, but I know the people who made this game. Crazy Group Trial, a very talented French game developer, published by Broke Studio, is Mawthorne. Yes, if you didn't know, Mawthorne is brutally hard. I mean, it's really cool. Again, it's like 8-bit graphics, like a Nintendo Entertainment System game. So it's on both systems, actually. And the developer also is making a new game at the moment. She ran the 40 Thieves. If you haven't checked it out, you can check my video out now. Mawthorne. You play, I think you play as an android type of character, and you gotta save the world or the planet you're on. So, I didn't get far in this game, I'll be honest. I think I managed to defeat the first boss, got the first gate down, and the second boss basically eats me for lunch. He's eating a GM sandwich. I mean, it's like, hello boss, splat. Yes, I actually end up dying all the time. So this is a very unforgiving game. You have a certain amount of lives, and if you die, it's back to the last checkpoint. And even worse, it's back to the start where you go. Luckily, you don't have to redo the bosses. There's a safe future in this game. But still, it is brutal. It is challenging. I challenge you. Yes, you right now, right here, right now, to get as far as possible in the game and brag about it in the video below. Now we're going to go to another awesome game, made again by Senile Team. And this is one of my favorite Dreamcast games of all time. It's Intrepid Izzy, a cute, beautiful 2D platformer with an amazing gameplay, a super awesome, silly story, amazing worlds, and amazing abilities. So you play as Izzy, you have to save the world from the evil genie. You get to try out all kinds of different costumes with abilities, which is really nice. And the controls are really tight, so the bosses can be a bit tough if you haven't figured out. But the music is amazing, the game looks amazing, there's even hidden arcade games in the game, yes. And should I tell you a secret? The arcade games is also made by Senile Team. 100% originality. I mean, these games are so awesome, they do not make games like this anymore today. Wait a minute. Yes, they do make them today, that's why we're making this video, duh! You get my point. Intrepid Izzy is an amazing game, and I highly recommend to check it out. I mean, the character's really cute, you have all these cool abilities, they're very cool NPCs, and the boss fights are legendary. Moving on to a brand new Sega Dreamcast, again published by Wave Game Studio, and this is a multiplayer game, is Alice Dream Tournament! Or Alice Dreams Tournament. So this is up to a 4-player game, I believe. I have a confession to make. I haven't had time to play the game. I am very, very sorry. I know it's gonna upset a lot of people. I'm upset with myself at the moment. Anyways, Alice Dream Tournament is a new game. It came out this year in 2023. And it's a very, very cute game. I mean, I haven't unboxed it yet, but I've seen videos of it. It's really fun. If you want to get together with friends, this is a game that you should totally enjoy. It is, again, a 2D game. It's really cool, and I highly recommend you check it out. I have seen the videos. I just sadly have not played it myself yet. The next game was actually banned. I think it was banned both in Norway and Sweden when it was first released. So they re-released it for the Sega Dreamcast. It's Postal. So what can I say about Postal? Postal is a very violent shooting game. You have people begging for their lives. You have people running away from you, and you play as the main character who's actually imagining everything that's happening. It's quite a crazy game. As I said, this game is infamous for many reasons. It was banned in my country and in Sweden. I don't know if this version is banned. I don't think so, because I have it in my hands. But yeah, so Postal is a very, very special game. It's a two-dimensional game, and there is a lot going on. I'm going to try to keep it very PG-friendly here, because this is YouTube after all. But here you have it. This is the game. I highly recommend you check it out if you're into that sort of game. So the next game I have actually played and finished 100% on stream, and this is the legendary Shadow Gangs. Now, Shadow Gangs is like a side-scrolling beat 'em up with very good graphics. You can get them on all consoles, including the Sega Dreamcast. You play as the hero who's actually a ninja with a gun. You heard me right. So you can actually transform a bit depending what you find. You have to save your fellow ninja brothers, and you have to defeat the evil Eddie-looking character. He's judging your soul. He's judging you. So the game is hectic. The game is not forgiving. It's hard, but it's fun. The music is really amazing. The levels are really creatively made. And did I say the game is fun? If you want to challenge yourself in a side-scrolling beat them up a bit like Streets of Rage 2 meets ninjas, this is the game for you. Now, I have another cool game. This is actually three-dimensional. Xenocider. So, you get to play as this awesome lady right here. You like on the surfboard. So this is an on-rail shooter. This is the best way to say it. A three-dimensional on-rail shooter, where you get to upgrade your abilities, and you have to explore different planets taking care of evil aliens. Sadly, I did not finish the game, but I still had a lot of fun when I was streaming this game. So try to dodge, avoid getting hit, get to the end of the level, and figure out what's going on. So there's all kinds of different planets to explore. It's a very, very well-made game. It gets a bit harder as you play it, but still, I highly recommend you check it out. Now for some honorable mentions. So there's one more game I told you was in the making, made by Ross Coates. It's called Harlequest. I got it right. I actually did cover the demo. So it's a bit, they say it's a bit like Souls inspired, but yeah, I call these games more action survival. So the demo I played is like you're in this dungeon, you gotta survive evil bosses and evil skeletons, and you get to choose which weapons, and it's procedural generated. I think that's the right term. If not, my video editor can make fun of me right away. So the dungeons are randomly generated each time when you die, which is really cool. And yes, there is a lot of action. I really enjoyed the demo when I played it, and I can't wait to see the final release of the game. I'm sorry to say I don't have a date yet. So there's one more game I would like to mention. This is really special. Last but not least, this is a brand new game that has just been released. Is Driving Strikers! Driving Strikers is actually the first online game or commercially launched online game for the Sega Dreamcast. What? You can still go online with the Sega Dreamcast? Yes, there's ways you can do it, including using a Raspberry Pi and other ways to do so. So this is the first commercially released, I believe this is the first commercially released game to go online. You can play with other people online or play with your friends. As I said, I don't have the game yet, but it is been just released. I'm actually waiting for my copy as I'm talking in this video. What I find is amazing, the game is actually online play. For my next video, guys and girls, do you remember the good old retro times when we had Demodiscs? That's why we used to buy these magazines. Well, they're back and I'll be covering them. Thank you so much for being awesome and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my crazy energy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!